Episode 84 is live. A lot of people ask me how they can become a guest on Inappropriate, Earl. And it's pretty much if you have a car and a GPS system and can find my home address. We do it live in studio. This isn't done at some podcast studio, with 50 other podcasts. I'm outlaw. I'm an independent. So today I'm incredibly lucky to have one of the young, rising stand-up / improvisers / actors hailing from Philly. Now, I haven't had good experience with women from Philly lately, but that's another podcast. Please put your little sausage hands together for the one, the only, Leah Knauer.
I'm envisioning everyone has literal sausage fingers.
Little sausage fingers. My fans got little sausage fingers.
That's adorable.
I mean, Crystalia has an attractive fan base, and I love my fans, but they are like right out of a fantasy football draft boardroom. So,
are you gonna stand across the room from me the whole time?
Yeah. I like to move around. For those of you lucky enough to have been at the Skakel estate, I like to roam.
Yeah.
And I'd like to thank my sponsor, the great singer from Rat, Stephen Piercy, and his burgeoning new product, Mike Knuckles. You can go on at Mike Knuckles on Twitter and buy yourself a pair. They're the coolest items ever.
That's so nice that he gave them to you for free.
Yeah. It was, he was a fan of mine. I'm a fan of his. And, we did a little exchange. He also gave me a T-shirt that was about 4 sizes too small.
Cool.
But he was lucky enough to sit right where you are right now.
Wow. I'm honored.
I mean, do you know where your ass is right now?
On a couch.
Celebrities that have sat in that spot. David Arquette.
Wow. Wow.
Let me see. Chavo Guerrero.
Okay, don't know who that is.
Legendary pro wrestler. Tawny Katane.
Okay.
Bobby Brown.
Okay.
Joey Allen from Warrant.
I hope this is the entire podcast where you just name drop everyone who's been here.
I just name all 83 guests, and then I ask you to plug whatever you need to.
Great. Sounds like fun.
Now, we met, I think, originally at Roast Battle.
Yes. I think it was the night of my roast.
Against Liz Stewart.
That's right.
And what made you want to do that show?
I love writing jokes. And I did a roast. It was like an unairing pilot for MI West Side Theater. They produced this roast show. And that's where I met Hormos and Frank Castillo and Sarah Tiana. And just working on that with them, I realized that I'm not actually a horrible roast joke writer. So then they told me I should do it. And I was super scared. But then I contacted Brian Moses and got a random opponent and did it. And it wasn't horrible. So it was really fun.
Now, what went into your research? How does, because I get a lot of people ask me about Roast Battle and how the contestants research each other. So you get Liz Stewart's name, you Google her and just take it from there?
I Googled her. I watched her stand-up sets. Sorry, I'm posing for a pic right now.
Pose for picture.
Cheese. Is it good?
Well, of course. I'm a great picture taker.
I watched her stand-up sets to get info about her. I found her on Facebook, but there wasn't too much info about her. Like, I tried to find her age, and she hid it. And I guess I understand why.
Well, that's what I would do.
Let's roast.
Yeah. Liz, if you're out there, we could set up a rematch on
Yeah,
this.
I am down.
Or we might do a roast. Not today, but maybe.
You're scared. I have offered several times, and you...
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know. I think I can't be mean to you. What could I say about it? That's my problem with doing a real roast. I mean, if challenged, I would do one. Mm-hmm. But no one's really challenged me.
That's not true.
I think they're afraid, to be honest with you.
You're lying.
I'm not. I'm not saying people are afraid of me, but I don't think that. I don't want to be mean. I'm not mean.
Okay. I mean, I'm not either. But
you have to be.
Yeah, I think it's about That's why that show is a showcase for joke writing. Yeah. It's a showcase for joke writing. It's not as much like being mean.
But it is, though.
Sure. But it's like doing math. It's finding info about someone and then finding out how to twist it into a joke.
I mean, like I look at you. You're obviously pretty and all
Thank
that
you.
stuff. But I mean, you're forced to pick apart someone's looks. It's like,
I mean, yeah.
I couldn't do that.
But that's the thing. When women get up there, like if it's a guy roasting, they'll just immediately go for looks. When it's like, there's so much more than that.
I think it's harder to the one semi-real roast I did against Whitney Rice. Is, you know, I mean, she's obviously beautiful, but I kind of, you know, maybe said some not so nice things about her looks, and the audience hated me.
Well, yeah, because she's beautiful. There's like,
but you have to like, you know, I mean, in roast battle, it's like you got to go for blood,
right?
Like let's get a preview into what a roast would be like. What do you pick? What's your first joke about me? You don't have to give me a joke, but like,
About you? I don't want to do it about you.
You Google me.
Yeah. Wait,
which
what do you
I'm
ask?
sure you have.
I don't know if I have. Don't like flatter yourself.
That's too bad. I mean, you've seen pictures of me.
I have, and I've also seen you in real life.
Well, right. So So let's say you and I roast next Tuesday.
Okay.
You Google Earl Skakel, and then you look at pictures to try and get any flaws, which there are none.
Right.
And then you go, okay, you start asking around about who's he had sex with or whatever, like just to get some dirt. Because that's what I would do with you.
Yeah. Your childhood, what you like to do. Anything that you hold near and dear to your heart, I would try to attack.
Yeah. 80s metal.
Pretty much.
My leather pants.
Yes. Which you haven't worn in a while.
It's been too fucking hot.
It's hot,
to be honest
yeah.
with you. I mean, I like to show off the goods, but...
Yeah, I miss them.
Well, I'll wear them tomorrow then. And
Ooh, don't do that.
And it's hot. I mean, I got 2 fans to make sure you're comfortable. I got state-of-the-art alkaline water for you, and I'm still sweating. So, but let's get back to you. Enough about me. Mm-hmm. People already know about me.
Yeah.
I had you on this show because I want to get to know the real Leah.
The real Leah.
Knauer. And I love saying that last name.
It's fun, right? People don't enjoy it because they say it wrong all the time.
Well, the only reason I say it right, and I've told you this before, was my favorite villain as a kid was in the original Austin Yard.
Yeah, the one
Longest Yard.
The one with Adam Sandler.
Oh my God, that's what you said to me, and that I love Adam Sandler, the Sandman. But if you've ever seen the Burt Reynolds movie, The Longest Yard, there was a sadistic prison guard named Captain Knauer.
Yeah.
And I saw your name. I'm like, oh my God, Knauer.
That's it.
Well, how do people usually say it? Knauer?
Oh my gosh. Knauer, Knauer. It's so weird. And when I was little, people would call my house like telemarketers, and they'd be like, "Hi, I'm calling from Mr. and Mrs. Ner," and then I would be like, "Oh, they died last week," and then they would get really awkward. Hang up.
All right. Well, for you telemarketers listening, don't call.
Yeah.
Miss Knauer.
Yeah, say it right, or I'll act like they're dead.
All right, let's get to your. I'm always curious as to why people started in this business. I mean, I started 4th grade play. I got the biggest laugh at the play.
What play was it?
I don't even remember, to be honest with you. But it was. I had one line where this girl who ended up being my first girlfriend,
Cute.
Her and another girl I had a crush on. They played like 2 fairies, and I was the milkman. They asked me if I wanted some cookies, and it's biggest applause I've ever gotten. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And
that's kind of sad. You peaked at 4th grade?
I peaked at 4th grade. I've been the same size since 4th grade.
Whoa.
I'm like a man-child.
That's cool.
Doctor told me I was going to be 7 feet.
For real?
Yeah, I stopped.
What are you?
6'2", 205, 8.5.
Very specific.
No, forget that last part.
8.5 shoe?
No, 13 shoe.
Oh.
And so I was like, I was just meant to be a comic. Do you have a similar path?
Not really. I have a weird path. I was always like the crazy one of my friends.
Right.
They called me Cal for crazy ass Leah. And I was just always like a weirdo. I loved making people laugh. I was nominated in 8th grade for class clown and I lost. And that was very upsetting for me. But when I was in kindergarten, I was cast as Mary in my church's play. And that was
Mary, like
like Virgin Mary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hey, I was still a virgin then.
Well, I would hope so in 8th grade.
No, it was kindergarten. Oh, woof woof.
Lois, keep going.
No, kindergarten. I was still a virgin.
Well, I would hope so.
Yeah. And I just like fell in love with acting, and I wanted to be out here since 6th grade, and then my parents never let me. Then I went away to college, and I was still trying to do acting stuff like regional and theater things, but it's not the same as LA. So then when tried college out, hated it, went to rehab for a month.
Wait. Let's not like. First of all, what college were you at?
Oh yeah, that's the
Temple.
No, University of Colorado.
Okay.
It was #1 party school the year I was there. So.
But what did you like? Like I would imagine most kids your age, Philly, want to go to either like Temple or NYU.
I mean, I didn't want to go to school at all. I wanted to be out here
to act.
Mm-hmm.
So you thought, I'll go to Colorado, just a baby step to LA?
Yeah, exactly. It was. I applied to schools out here, but the closest west I got was Colorado. So I was just like, whatever, let's go there. It's only 4 years. And then I just was so miserable.
And then you go to rehab for what, may I ask?
For alcohol.
Oh, I was like,
what is that?
Alcohol, what's that?
Alcohol.
That was like a new rave drug.
But I wasn't like an alcoholic. I'm still not. I drank like any other college kid, which says a lot about college culture because it's so dangerous.
Like, what was your main booze of choice?
Didn't really care.
Okay, that's a good alcoholic.
Yeah, whatever had alcohol in it. But I mean, I should be dead. Like, it was bad. There's 2 times. I went to detox twice in the same month, and the second time I blew at 0.325.
325.
0.4 is dead. When I like blew it, the nurse was like, "Oh, honey, these are homeless people numbers." So that's like kind of an accomplishment. I don't know.
And is this right around when you were? I mean, I don't know if I should correlate these two together, but maybe starting to develop a liking for boys.
I mean, that was earlier.
When did you lose your virginity? Let's just get to that question.
Oh, when I was 20.
Oh, okay.
I went to rehab before I ever had sex.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then, did you learn anything in rehab? Like,
it's still, I think, the best thing that's ever happened to me. And I never thought I would say that because I was like so miserable there and for like a few years afterwards. But now I think it's like the reason I'm here.
Because it gave you clarity? It
gave me clarity, but also it proved to my parents like I'm truly not happy not pursuing my dreams. I've wanted to do this for so long. So then after rehab, for some reason, they let me then move to New York for the summer by myself. And they genuinely thought I was an addict. So it's like pretty weird of them. The first night I got out, they were all drinking wine at the dinner table in front of me. So it was like so weird. Why would you, if I really was an addict, why would you do that? I was pissed.
Did you ever do any drugs?
Like in my life?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Like weed and...
Yeah.
Other like powdered type of refreshments. I never have.
Maybe.
That's all good. I'm not, this is the thing about Inappropriate Earl. I just don't ask you about your comedy influences.
Yeah.
People want to like, I've been told I haven't been inappropriate enough.
I actually listened to one. You weren't really that inappropriate.
Which one?
Olivia Grace.
Olivia's the best.
She's great.
She's roasting tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, Leah.
So that's going to be a real blood fest.
Yeah.
But, well, I try with young girls. You and Olivia are young ladies. I try not to overwhelm you with my a filthy mind.
Yes,
So,
of course.
And now, how do you deal? I always ask every female comic this question. Like, L.A. men in the comedy world are animals.
Yeah.
You must get hit on constantly by other comics, bookers, promoters, comedy club owners.
Not as much as I used to. I think now I've kind of made it clear that I'm not like I don't like to hook up.
Right.
And I talk about that in my stand-up, so I'm very like upfront about that. And I think a lot of comics get discouraged because they should. I mean, if that's what they want, they know I'm not the right person to come to.
Right.
And also I think when they see for probably the first 2 years of doing comedy, I would be at a show that I'm on or that I'm supporting or whatever, and people would come up to me and try to flirt, not knowing that I was a comic, and then it just got really weird when they would find out, because they just assume like
some
blonde,
bimbo.
Yeah, exactly. Coming to like chuckle fucker or whatever. Have you heard that?
Chuckle fucker.
Chuckle fucker. I think that word is so funny.
Comedy bunny.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
Whore.
Yes, I've heard that one. Yeah.
Because I think it's harder for women in LA comedy.
Yeah. I think I've decided I don't want to date a comedian.
Well, that's too bad for all the good comics out there.
I dated one for 2 years.
And what was that like?
It ended not good, but he was an amazing human. He was actually one of the, I think, rare good guys who was also a comedian.
Because I find when you date a comic, it starts to go south. There's a natural competitiveness, and like when one of you is going to start to elevate over the other.
But see, I didn't see it that way. He had already been doing comedy for 10 years, so there was an obvious upper hand that, of course, I should expect him to get more things, whatever. But also, I am a young blonde girl, and he's an older 20-some.
Oh, my God, so old.
No, I mean, he was in his late 20s. I was 19.
Late 20s.
Whatever.
What a
But
pig.
he's like a guy. We're not going to be competing for the same acting roles. We're just different people. So it was amazing because we would go to open mics together. We would get booked on the same shows. It was just so fun. It was like doing comedy with my best friend. I was.
Right. And then you guys just hit a fork in the road. And
Yeah.
Well, that's tough.
Yeah, it was hard. I was afraid to go out to because I didn't want to run into him.
Right. Well, what a unlucky man to lose you.
I mean, we're fine now. He lives in New York now, so now I don't even have to think about it.
Wait, it's not Gabriel Killian, is it?
No.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. No names. This is Skull and Bones.
Yep.
At Inappropriate Earl. Now you're also you're a 5-tool player. You also do improv, and like they say in baseball, a guy's a 5-tool player if he can like hit, run.
Okay. I'm not super into sports. I would just say like a triple threat.
Really? I would think a girl from Philly with the Flyers, the Eagles.
Well, okay. I love sports. Love watching them. But I don't know stats. I don't really know terms. I was a cheerleader for 7 years of my life, so I know how to watch it and I know what things mean for the most part. But I just don't follow sports.
But do you like just Philly sports? Like, are you like
mainly, yeah.
Like Ryan Howard?
Yeah.
Phillies
and Eagles are my go-to. I don't really care much about hockey. Sorry.
The
I know, that's like your
just
thing.
into guys.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I have some upcoming shows.
Yeah,
Go to my website.
Hockey. How could you not like hockey from Philly, yo?
Like I said, I like watching it, but it's not my favorite. And here I'm staring at you with like 10 trophies sitting
No
on
big
the
deal. I'm just,
table.
Play a little myself.
Maybe it's because the Flyers aren't that great.
But can you nab about this? Get back into my good graces. But name me one Flyer. That's pretty easy. One Flyer that's ever played on the team. They don't even have to be current.
Wayne Gretzky.
Oh my God, your stock just shot. You're like a tech stock in the early 90s.
I don't know any other.
That's all good. How about Michael Vick? You like Michael Vick, the dog?
Yeah, he's
killer?
not even an Eagle anymore.
And he's a Steeler. That's killing me.
Yeah, that's our rival.
'Cause that's my favorite team. So.
Ew, why?
My dad used to be friends with the owner, so I would get all this amazing paraphernalia, signed balls and jerseys and all this stuff. So
That's cool. Paraphernalia makes it sound like it's a drug.
It is memorabilia. I've never had a drug or drink in my life,
But it's like a drug to you. You're addicted to hockey.
I'm addicted to hockey and Kiss and Did you now being from Philly? You must have gone to some cool concerts at the Spectrum.
What's the Spectrum? The Comcast Center?
What's the Spectrum? Are you sure you're from Philly?
What's the Spectrum?
What's the Spectrum?
I think you're a little behind. I think they changed the name of it.
No, they rebuilt. They built the Comcast Center.
Yeah.
But in the parking lot to the south, I believe, it was the old site of where the Flyers and Rangers and many great concerts.
Okay, sorry.
WWF wrestling, UFC. You never went to the Spectrum.
I mean, I'm sure I did, but obviously not in a while.
Did you go to concerts and stuff as a kid? And
yeah.
Any memorable concerts?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Backstreet Boys.
Actually, no. I wish I did see them. I went to see, who was it? Drake and Lil Wayne in Camden. This was senior year. Okay, there's a lot of weird things that happened this night.
Well,
First
yeah,
of
let's
all,
get it going.
Yeah, this was so. A year after this, I was in rehab, so that's just a little to keep in mind. So that's how bad it started early.
Let's. As you can tell, I don't plan questions. I just ask and we start talking.
Yeah.
When's the first drink you had? Do you remember your first drink?
I don't remember. I remember the first time I got drunk. It was at my friend Grace's house. It was me, Grace, and my friend Rory, just the three of us. I think we just drank whatever alcohol Grace's parents had, and we just got wasted. It was eighth grade.
And did you feel like a buzz or wow, I want to feel that way again? Or
I mean, I felt like shit in the morning. I know that, but it was just fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get back to Drake.
Okay, yeah, so I was obsessed with Drake. I still think he's sexy, like Dreamboat.
He's all right.
No, he's so hot. But so he was on stage. I was so excited to see him. I, being drunk, snuck into the seats. I was actually in the lawn. My seats were, but I was just feeling so confident. I went up to one of the ticket ladies and I was like, someone stole my ticket. I swear my seats are up there. I'm like J42, whatever, made something up. She's like, okay, just go. Just don't tell anyone. So then I snuck in, got super close seats. I'm there alone, drunk. All my friends are in the back. And this was the concert that Drake was rapping. And then he messed up his ACL. That's why Jimmy got shot on Degrassi. And he messed up his ACL. So then when he was rapping, he just randomly fell. I started crying. There's a picture of me bawling.
Because he fell?
Drake. Yeah. Because then his set had to end early too. But mainly because he fell and I wanted to go up there and scoop him up and find him a wheelchair and just kiss him all night.
Oh. Well, listen, I'm not for nothing, but I have a torn ACL. So if you...
Ew, it wasn't the ACL that I liked.
Oh, okay.
You got to be Drake.
Well, I'm sorry that I'm not, but
me too.
So who was the opening act? Do you remember?
I don't. Like I said,
you were there for Drake.
Yeah, and I was just wasty faced. But so then, I had a BlackBerry. Then it was so archaic. A BlackBerry.
Oh, BlackBerry. I'm like,
yeah.
I thought you said you had a black eye then.
No, I wish. I had a BlackBerry, and it ran out of battery, and then I lost all my friends, and here I am just crying after Drake fell, and then I got totally lost, and I was in the parking lot just roaming around, stumbling.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was bad. And then this angel, I don't remember anything about her, but she found me, didn't know her, and she gave me her battery for 2 minutes so that I could call my friends, and then, but they were legit. They almost left me in the parking lot, but they're good friends, so they were decided to stay to find me.
Any other fun concert memories?
I mean, I think every concert is like that I went to in high school. And then I went to school the next day and I was still drunk. And I found out in fifth period that I actually had a water bottle of vodka still in my backpack, but I thought it was water.
Right.
So during study hall, I went to take a drink of water and then I ooh. But I didn't get caught. So it was cool.
Well, you were quite the rebel.
I really was. I was a bad kid.
That's all. Yeah, but you've righted the wrongs and out here in the toughest business in the toughest city in the world.
I know.
Doing comedy, improv. I see some. Was it a short film? Something?
Yeah.
See, I do my research.
That's good. That was very current.
The 48-hour
film fest.
And you're short. Tell us about the short.
Oh my gosh. So, I don't want to ruin it, but I guess.
Well, I mean, it's It Also Follows.
Yeah, it's called It Also Follows. It was a parody of the movie It Follows. Did you see that?
I'm not gonna lie to you, I did not.
Okay, great. So it's a parody of that. Basically, that movie is when you sleep with someone, you'll catch this STD that actually has like people trying to kill you. And then the only way to get rid of it is to sleep with someone else. So this parody movie was, we were given the suggestion. It was like an improv. It was at an improv theater. So you're given a suggestion. Our suggestion we were given was Rubbery Warlock. So we had no idea what to do with that. We actually didn't decide until 11 a.m. Saturday. So that was at least 12 hours into the whole fest as it was. We finally figured out our plot. But yeah, this movie is, you get an STD, which is a sexually transmitted demon. And this warlock follows you around, but just like hangs out. He's not scary. He just casually chills, and it's really annoying. And then it ends up that the girl falls in love with the STD man.
Well, I've never had an STD. So.
That's great.
And I won't ask you if you. We don't want to get.
I don't think I have.
You would know, I think, if you had.
Well, last time I got tested, I didn't.
No, I passed my AIDS test flying colors.
That's great.
I thought one time I had AIDS because I had a bump in my neck.
Ooh.
And this is when I had long hair, so I Googled bump in the neck, and the first thing that popped up was AIDS.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm like, oh, fuck. And I went to 5 different places to get an AIDS test in the same day. I was so paranoid.
5?
And, I went to one in Brentwood, one in Santa Monica, one in Hollywood, one in the Valley, and then the final one was right down the street in West Hollywood because I figured, well, they're going to know the best. I mean, an AIDS test in West Hollywood, it's like, like an NBA player shooting a free throw. It's like, no thanks. And the guy before me ran out crying. So I'm like, well,
no.
Guess we know how that one ended.
Oh.
And then,
that's horrible.
I did not have AIDS, though. I had
all 5 said no?
All 5 said no. I had a cyst because my the dirt or whatever in my long hair was like, it got dirt. So,
gross.
Clean the back of your neck. For those of you who have,
that's all it was.
Yeah, and I thought, oh my God, I have AIDS. And I just seen the movie Philadelphia, too. So
that's a great movie.
Great movie. If you, there's a little clue for people who've seen the movie. It's a better way to watch it, in my opinion. You watch it backwards.
Because he gets better.
He gains weight. He gains more muscles. And if you can't see the movie Philadelphia and you live in the greater Los Angeles area, what I tell people to do, because it's hard to find.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird. It's not on Netflix. It's Hulu. For some reason, I think probably because of the subject matter.
Oh.
It's hard to get. What you do is you go to the pavilions on Santa Monica and Doheny if you want to see a guy dying of AIDS.
I knew you were leading to a bit.
Hey!
I knew it. So predictable.
It really wasn't, because you were locked in on the story.
And then I could see it in your eyes. There was a joke coming.
Well, yeah, you have to entertain the guest.
Sure. I just like truth in comedy, so I don't try for fake jokes.
But that's not a fake joke.
Oh, well, yeah, sure.
You could go to pavilions on Doheny, and believe me, it's half the crowd won't be there in 6 months. So,
oh my God.
I do have another AIDS joke, but I won't get it.
Please hold off, yeah.
I mean,
here it is.
Well, no, but
you can't not do it.
You're a girl.
I am.
Well, listen, in this day and age of Caitlyn Jenner, who knows? I mean, you look like a girl to me, but have you ever gone on a dating website? Or signed up for one?
Yeah.
Tinder?
Yeah.
I was on Tinder once.
Ugh, I hate them all. They're all just trying to fuck.
But I mean, I think if you're on Tinder, you're pretty open. That's what you want. I mean, I'm not saying just because you're on it, you're like saying.
No, I don't really agree. But that's because I was on it and I wasn't looking for that. But then I erased mine because all I got was just like, wanna fuck. Or they wouldn't even type words. They would just do the emoji of the okay sign with a finger going in. It's like, at least use letters.
Well, I would at least have the courtesy to send a dick pic, but I mean
That's very kind of you.
Well,
we appreciate that.
That way you throw it out there. Hey, this is what I got.
Yeah.
You like or not? I'm just saying on that kind of site.
You know what I like to do though? I don't like dick pics to begin with, so please don't send it to me.
I'm not going to send you one.
Yeah, I've already seen it. Anyway.
No. Let's clarify that. She's never seen it live.
The pic.
You
show everyone.
And listen. It's a great pic. You might not admit it live. But I'm not saying it's not the biggest, but the pic, the lighting, the abs, the hip.
It's all about the lighting.
It really was.
And the angles.
It's a great,
Yeah.
But I think like if you go on eHarmony where it's like literally a 48-page, thing you have to fill out. I think match is similar. Yeah, you're looking for a relationship.
Right. I think it's so sad. I'm 23 years old. I should not be online looking for, I want to meet someone in real life.
Well, yeah, but...
Is that so, archaic now?
Yes.
Ugh,
you're in the wrong business to meet someone in real life. But,
But about the dick pic, what I like to do, to really get to know someone, when you get a picture like that, you, look in the background and you see how clean their room is, or if there's candles lit. That's how you really get to know a person.
Yeah, I think in that particular picture you would see my moisturizers.
Wow, he takes care of himself.
Well, I'm a little older than you are, so I got you're not going to be 23 forever.
Don't remind me. I told someone yesterday my age because I've known him for, I guess, since I was 19 or 20. And I was like, oh, I'm starting to feel old. And he was like, well, I'm 32. You are not old at all. How old are you again? And I was like, I'm 23. He was like, oh, yeah, you're getting up there. I'm like, no one said that to me before. It used to be people were impressed by how young it was. Now it's just like, oh, yeah, okay, whatever.
But that's crazy. I know a lady friend of mine, she's 30, and she's going up for mom parts. She's 30.
I booked something as a mom before.
But it's great. I could see you as a young mom.
That's so weird.
I could see you if they did a parody commercial if I'm 16 and pregnant.
That's funny.
A couple.
Yeah.
A couple years after the birth. I could see you being I could see a struggling mom. But that's just me. I got a real eye for casting.
Thank you.
So, but your number one concern on a dating site is what? You don't want to catch anything.
Oh, no.
Oh.
But yes, I guess that is a concern as well.
But I'm sure that, maybe not for you because you're not looking to hook up.
Right.
But I thought that, okay, Tinder's for straight people. Grindr's for gay people.
Right.
And I'm sure on both sides, it's well, if I want to hook up with you, first thing that's going through my mind is, does she have a disease?
Yeah.
So what I want to do, and you tell me, I'm half joking, I'm half serious.
I knew there was a joke coming. Oh, what's about to happen?
It's not a joke. I have to stretch my old bones. How about this? You're a young girl. You got a mind for what's hip and hop.
Thank you.
How about a dating website? Now, don't soak it all in.
Okay.
Before you
I'm soaking.
I bet.
Ew, no, not like that.
Listen.
Gross.
I might be the oldest ride in the park.
Yeah, you're like Epcot, whatever.
But I got the longest line. It's a Ric Flair line. All right, here's my idea. Tinder for straights, Grindr for gays. How about a dating website for people with full-blown AIDS?
That's fucked up.
Hold on.
Okay, now this is inappropriate, Earl.
No, but hear me out.
I get it.
But you have it.
What would you call it?
They have it. You got it.
I don't.
I'm not saying you, but I'm you meet someone, you're scrolling through the pictures, you like each other, so you get that little notification. It's hey, Jill, or a joke, whether you're gay or straight. It serves both markets. Jill, you got it. I got it. We can't catch it twice. Let's hook up.
I really don't want to think this is funny, but I'm laughing.
But I don't know the name of it. And someone
You
said,
have to come up with it. This is improv. Ready? Go.
yeah, but here's the thing. And I got kicked out of the ground.
Bad improv.
I got kicked out of the ground
Oh, yeah, you told me.
for my teacher being bitter. And like, don't get mad at me because you didn't get cast in anything in the last 10 years. I'm not head of Hollywood, Hogan. It has to end in an ER, tender grinder. I can't think of anything that's relatable. Maybe like have to be like Razor or AIDS or I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to make it, Leah.
I'm just trying to make it.
So that's my idea for a business. But you don't go on this.
That's great.
Well, I don't know about great, but I mean, you know.
I think you are like a businessman in the making.
I try and market myself, get out there to the masses. Dane Cook had MySpace. I think, D'Elia's blowing up on Twitter, or Russell Peters. So, I figure if I blow up this app, it can help my comedy.
Yeah.
Or not. Or I could just be doing this podcast for the rest of my life. I mean, we got a lot of sponsors knocking down the door.
I heard. Yeah.
Fizz Rocket Soda is maybe possibly coming on board.
Cool.
Makers of Rowdy Roddy Piper's bubblegum soda.
Cool.
So what else is going on in the improv world for you? You're in 2 sketch groups, right?
Wait, we didn't finish about my film. I'm keeping this podcast on track.
You're on point. Maybe you're the new co-host.
Could I be? Can I just take over?
Well,
but still call it Inappropriate Earl?
Inappropriate Leah.
No, I like Inappropriate Earl with your host, Leah Knauer.
But what am I going to do?
I'll just use your apartment.
Condo.
Oh, sorry.
This is not just some apartment.
I'm sorry. Condo.
Fully paid off.
Wow. Okay.
Car's paid off. I mean,
Nice.
I'm a catch.
Yeah. So you've told me a bunch of times.
But I've never been inappropriate with you, have I?
No, that's true.
So finish up about the film.
Yeah, I just want to brag about it real quick.
Oh, please do.
Great.
Because it won 5 awards, right?
Yeah. Like what? That's crazy. So we won Best Film, Best Acting, Audience Choice, Judge's Choice, and Co-Best Use of Suggestion.
And what... how many? I know that you didn't do it necessarily to compete against other, but how many people were you competing against in this? Were there like 10 films?
10 films, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. 10 5-minute films.
And then what's the next step for that?
Well, I mean, it went over so well. We are considering submitting it for other festivals too, just normal short film festivals, and we want to make more. But yeah, it was a really amazing experience.
I mean, you should submit it to the LA Indie Film Fest.
That's not a bad idea.
I won't, not to get myself into the conversation, but the short film I did with Jeff Richards and Whitney Rice and John Murray, we did win Best Ensemble.
You did?
We did.
That's great.
And it was very much like I had never seen an indie film fest before, so it was very. It was the same thing. There was 10 shorts, and
Yeah.
1 or 2 were like really good. The rest were not bad, but just like
Do you want to act? Is that one of your objectives?
I can act as long as it's in my style of stand-up, which is dry and sarcastic. I mean, if you said, Earl and Leah, I want you to reenact the scene from Heat where De Niro and Pacino are in the diner, and it's like an amazing scene. Like,
Can I be Pacino?
Sure.
Great.
But it was like, I probably couldn't do stuff like that.
Okay.
I'm not I'm like the sidekick. I can act if it's in my wheelhouse.
Oh.
Because
I get that.
It's not acting.
Yeah.
It's like me being me.
I can do a mean Pacino.
Well, how about I want to show you this movie that what year were you born?
1992.
92. That was the year all my 80s metal bands were looking for work.
Oh, woof.
I don't mean in the music business. I mean they were looking for work, like Home Depot and stuff.
Oh, shit.
92, a tough year to be an 80s metal band. Real tough.
I wouldn't know.
Damn. But then 2 years later, I was at when did I see the Backstreet Boys?
You did?
I did. It was, and to be on the reels, I like to talk how you look.
Yeah.
Talk.
Keep it hip and hopping, like you said.
For reals, it was one of the best concerts I've ever seen.
Really?
It's at about 2002, maybe, Allstate Arena in Chicago.
Wow. I never saw them or NSYNC, and it's very upsetting.
I was the oldest guy in the arena. But
how old were you?
I was probably at the time probably the mid 30s.
Really? Weren't there dads there?
Not really. It was just a lot of probably, I don't know how much that particular stadium holds, but 15,000 screaming kids.
Oh, wow. I'm so jealous.
And then I went, I want to say Pink might have been the opening act. I didn't see her.
Oh, that's cool.
Then I broke into the hockey team's locker room.
Nice.
It was a sexual feeling. Like,
I bet.
I'm in their locker room. Jerseys, like equipment, sticks, gloves. They must have just played the game because they had all the jerseys up, air drying. And it was like, wow. But then
I made it.
I've made it to the Allstate Arena to see them. And then the Backstreet Boys, like they did all these choreographed moves.
Oh, that sounds so great.
And they had a really good band. But, I felt sorry for the band because like the band was amazing. But, like, no one was there watching.
No, yeah.
There were just 4 black guys in the back. No, they were like they were a soul band or whatever.
With the Backstreet Boys?
Well, you could tell they were like either jazz musicians who needed the work, and like they played the music flawlessly. And the Backstreet Boys are spinning around on these chairs and doing these leg kicks, and like it was the real deal. And
cool.
I was a fan for life.
Man, I'm so jealous.
And they're still touring, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
But they're not boys.
It's not the same. Yeah, they're Backstreet Men. It's kind of creepy.
But they're like. Yeah, well, yeah, it is creepy. Like, when I see Motley Crue, who are all in their 50s now, and Kiss is in their 60s.
Saw Kiss and Def Leppard last year together.
Now, as someone who was born past both those bands' primes, I'm always curious to know what you thought of bands that old.
Well, honestly, if I'm being totally candid,
please do.
I did kind of buy it. Now, I won't say ironically because I was excited to see them, but it was a little bit of like, oh my God, I feel so cool. Like I'm a classic girl. This is like I don't know, cool thing to do.
But I mean, like Kiss, I would think just someone like you would be visually stimulated.
It was, yeah, they're great performers. Like a lot of lights and explosions and that kind of stuff.
I mean, they do everything humanly possible to distract you from how bad their music actually is.
Yeah, I don't really remember the music, so I guess they accomplished their goal. I just remember the show. It was really cool, though. And I saw the Stones twice last year. That was cool, too.
And like what? Like
that one was serious, though.
Older than Kiss.
Yeah, I really like them.
And you just like their music? Do you like the whole... I mean, they play stadiums still.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw them in stadiums. I just really like their music. It's classic.
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, I'm more of a metal guy, but they're amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm just... The guy I feel sorry for in the Rolling Stones is the black bass player.
Why?
Well, he's not allowed in any of the pictures. He's been in the band for 20 years.
Is this a bit...
No, it's not.
Is this true?
It's. I'm a Stone. I grew up a Stones fan in the '80s, and they had a bass player who was with them since they started in the '60s, Bill Wyman, and he was a little older than they were. So he in the '80s he was like, he was old then. So I think the '90s came, and he was like, I just don't want to do this anymore. Which is crazy that you think someone would walk away from the Rolling Stones,
right?
I mean, just like. Maybe the most successful band outside the Beatles. And he just didn't want to do it anymore. So they replaced him with this black guy in the, I think, early 90s, Daryl. So he's been with them, like, he might be with them longer than Bill Wyman was with them.
Whoa.
At this point. But he's never in the pictures. Like, it's like you're in the biggest band in the world. But if you told people...
Maybe that's by choice.
Well, no, I think he would like to be in the pictures. Bon Jovi does the same thing.
What
Their bass player, who was like a really nerdy looking guy, like he looks like an accountant, is not allowed in the pictures.
Wow.
And he played on all the albums. Even in the early days, when the other kind of good looking rocker guy was in the videos, this guy was on the albums. But he looked like, a Jewish accountant. So I kind of feel bad for those guys.
Yeah, I guess they're just not all about that bass.
Hey, see, that's improv. That's good improv.
That was good.
Watch your space work and
thank you.
See, that was a little finger tapping bass.
Oh, that was cool. Yeah.
See, Groundling's paid off.
Yeah.
12 great, not episodes, but classes. And then I was ceremoniously told I wasn't good enough to do it.
Wait, only 12?
Well, I did at first levels 12 classes, I guess. And,
yeah.
They evaluate you at the end of the sixth one.
It was just this first level?
Yeah. Well, you had to audition, so I got the audition.
Was this the improv track or the actual, like, moving on to the sketch? Right, but they have, like, basic improv classes, but then there's, like, you audition to get into the school.
I got auditioned to get into the school.
Okay, so this was the first level of that.
And so at the end of the sixth class, he calls me in, Sean Hogan.
Uh-oh. Outed.
And he's like, you're the funniest guy in the class. You're the team leader. You just need to work on your space work, which I probably did. Because now you're better to explain this than I am. What is space work? If you're an improver.
Pretending to use an object or set a location using fake movements.
So like if they say, Earl, you're drinking a beer, you have to space your hands apart to act like you're holding a mug.
Right.
Or, if you're drinking coffee. And my space work was
and not
bad.
just like put it down anywhere and then just forget where it is. Like you have to create that in your brain, like where the table is, where you put it down. Because so many times I'll see people, they're holding a beer, like you said, and then 2 seconds later they don't have a beer in their hand anymore. It's just like, where did that go?
And I probably was doing that to be completely
maybe.
Or holding it like no space, I just
or using a phone that's like your thumb and your pinky out.
I would definitely do that.
Yeah,
I would do that. Instead of doing like the Hawaiian like cool sign, you actually go, oh yeah. So
yeah.
But then so he kind of led me to believe that, oh, you're going to pass, just work on your space work.
That sucks.
And then at the end of the 12th session, he sits me down and he's like, you're not good enough to do this, right? I'm like,
that's so mean.
well, what was like this talk the sixth, like this a little bit different than the but it was a lot like my experience at the Laugh Factory. So
what's that like?
Well, I don't want this to be about me, but long story short, I auditioned there once, and Jamie, the owner, it's like, you got great stage presence, buddy, you come back in 2 weeks, you'd be regular.
That's great.
So great. So I go back in 2 weeks. And I did better than I did the night he told me I'd be a regular. And it's the same thing as the Groundlings. Before my ass even hit the chair, he's like, buddy, you don't do it for me.
Oh.
I'm like, well, he's like, you're too dry, too sarcastic. You got no energy. I'm like, well, 2 weeks ago you told me I was basically the greatest comic on earth. What? So.
I'm sorry.
Have you ever been rejected like that for a gig or?
Not that I can recall off the top of my head.
So you've gotten everything?
No, but just like no one said anything to my face.
Now, have you ever gone to an audition? Because I'm always fascinated. In this business, we are rejected a lot.
Yeah.
If you're going out to be passed at a comedy club or a commercial audition, acting audition, how do you deal with rejection?
I just keep going. I mean, I might get upset about it for like a few days, but I like to believe that wherever I am is where I'm supposed to be, and that whatever I'm doing is right, and it's all going to come full circle.
Now, do you ever get depressed about the business?
For sure.
And how do you deal with it?
As I went to Burning Man like a few weeks ago, and before that, I just couldn't wait to get out of the city. I hated everything and everyone. I was so miserable. And now I like legit still feel like I'm high. I'm like, my heart is exploding with love all the time. I'm like so happy.
Because now, what is Burning Man? It's like a music festival, right?
No, actually, it's like, I thought that too. It's like an arts festival, but not really. It's kind of like a lifestyle thing. So 70,000 people come, set up camp, and you literally make your own city for a week. And like people make bars out of their camps, and then they just offer free alcohol. There's no monetary like exchange at all. So you make gifts. Your gift could literally be like you want to hug people, and that's your way of thanking someone for something, or just giving. There's so many amazing things to take from Burning Man and put it in the real world. Like they make art just to make art, not for money, not to please anyone. So that has been like kept that in the back of my mind since. Also gifting people without expecting something in return, and just being open to things that you're not comfortable with.
No, this seems like a situation that would be rampant with sex.
Oh, I saw a guy getting a blowjob literally like 1 foot from me.
But it's like it's accepted. Like, oh, this guy's good. You know, it's like
yeah,
like normal.
Yeah, it was chill. I mean, it was still really weird. It was the stereotypical Burning Man thing. It was the last day. I was in this like 60-foot dome. It was beautiful, and you go in. And there's someone like doing yoga. There's someone meditating. There's a kid with his parents. And then there's just a guy getting a blowjob. It was just another day here.
Well, it's like living in West Hollywood. I see sex all the time.
Do you actually?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Other day, coming back from the Comedy Store, I pulled into the driveway. And there's 2 guys having full-on sex.
No way.
And
your driveway?
Yeah. And they didn't even get out of the way.
Shut up.
Like I literally was like, guys, I'm trying to get in the driveway, and they like did like a penguin shuffle walk.
You're lying.
No, I'm not.
What?
To like get out so I could pull in.
They pulled out so you could pull in.
Hey, they didn't even pull out. They didn't even the guy kept boning the guy.
No.
And
were they your neighbors?
I don't know who they were. Just random guy. Because at the end of this street, there's like 2 huge nightclubs.
Okay.
And then to the right, there's a couple more nightclubs. So Larrabee.
We're like 11 and the Abbey?
11. And, the Abbey's a little to the right, but 11 is a very famous, now it's called Flaming Saddles.
Oh, I didn't know they changed it.
In the 80s, when you weren't even a thought.
Nope.
Flaming Saddles, formerly Club 11, was Larrabee Sound Studios.
Huh.
Which is where Prince recorded Purple Rain.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
And of course, everyone goes, oh my God, Purple Rain. I get more excited because it's where Ozzy Osbourne and my favorite guitar player of all time, the great Jake E. Lee, thank you very much, recorded Ultimate Sin. So Ozzy's, that was in Ozzy's drag period where he was looking a little rough.
I don't know that song.
Well, this was like 86, 87 when I graduated high school. But
whoa, that's so weird. Wait, so what were you doing in 1992?
1992, I was working at a health club.
How old were you?
24.
Weird. You were older than me now. That's so weird.
Yeah, but don't worry.
Oh, sorry. I don't mean to make you feel old.
Oh, is this a little roast? We're getting
no, I'm being genuine.
No, I'm good. I'm to me, age is a number. You know, I mean, I know comics in their late 20s who look 50.
That is true.
And I know comics like you take someone like Brett Ernst. I don't know. I think he's in his 40s.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's looks like he could be in his 20s.
Yeah. No, you look good. You look like 43.
Well, listen, I'll save my replies for our eventual roast.
Wow. Okay. Someone's stepping up to the plate.
Well, I've had Olivia and she has somewhat challenged me. So, but she's got a big one tomorrow night. She's got to take care of that first.
Yeah.
And then I think there's been a few others who've... would like to. I think people see me at the roast battle every week doing my house racist character, and it's like, well, get up on stage and do it.
Yeah.
And I have done it 3 times. Mm-hmm. Now, my first roast was against Boone Shakalaka.
Did he even have jokes?
when I tell people I roasted Boone Shakalaka, and for those of you who aren't local to LA comedy listening, Boone Shakalaka is like a homeless transvestite at the Comedy Store. He's known for stealing things from local stores and selling them to comics for $1. And he had a shirt last night that if it was my size, I would have bought it.
What did it look like?
It said Raiders football on it, but it was vintage.
Oh, cool.
But it was not my size, and I'm not a Raiders fan.
Wait, genuine question. Does he prefer to go as a she then?
Well, at Roast Battle, if you're lucky enough to go to Roast Battle, he starts the main card off by doing a lip syncing event to Tina Turner's Proud Mary.
Right.
And he dresses in full drag as Proud Mary, although he looks like he's been embalmed. Don't know who did his makeup, Stevie Wonder or Helen Keller, but it gets the crowd going.
Yeah, it's always fun.
And I always say, when he does well, I know it's going to be a great battle.
Oh, that's interesting.
And sometimes when he doesn't do well, or like it's not necessarily him not doing well, but the crowd's like, what is this? It's usually not a good battle.
I feel bad for people who are going for the first time.
Yeah, people are like, I
So
love
confused.
watching people go to Roast Battle who've never seen it, especially if they're sitting in the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what Boone is. They see Moses shitting on A-level comics right out of the chute. And then they see me and who's ever with me, whether it's Omid or
I love Omid.
Oh, he's the best.
Hi, Omid.
Hi,
I hope you're
Omid. He's
listening.
coming on this Friday, Inappropriate Earl.
Oh, tell him I said hi.
Plug his new album he's got coming out. And Keith Carey's a hater. And Pat Barker's very funny at it. Whitney Rice comes in every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, there's me.
Yeah.
The leader of the races. Haters, I mean. So, yeah, Roast Battle is, if you're in LA every Tuesday night, around 11 o'clock, it's a fun show. And, it's not for everyone. Celebrity judges, though. Jim Carrey's been there recently. Dave Chappelle. Who else?
Hannibal
Buress.
I thought Schumer was going to be there last week. I got so excited for no reason.
She went to she went to the show we did in New York at the New York Comedy Festival.
Bummer.
She didn't seem to be a fan of it.
Oh, really?
I'm not saying she's not, but I just remember looking out. We were at the Gramercy Theater, which is like a 600-700 seater, and it was completely full.
That's huge.
And Gilbert Gottfried was a judge.
Cool.
And, he was awesome.
She was judging, or she was?
She was in the judges section, but she didn't. She just watched. I looked at her at one point. She had her arms folded, and
interesting.
She didn't look very.
But she did the Charlie Sheen roast, so she obviously likes roasts.
Yeah, she might not have. Maybe because she didn't know most of the roasters, and
okay.
I think when me and Whitney threw out a few, flamethrower lines, she was like, "Are we supposed to like them or not like them?" Because this is at the time we were still billed as the house racist, and we had a big sign that said "whites only," which I know is crazy. I mean, looking back, I'm like, Jesus Christ, what were you thinking? And there was like one guy in the front row laughing at everything we said, and I went pretty deep on the first joke, and it didn't really go over well. But then Whitney got him back. It really helps to have a not just a pretty female, but a pretty funny female,
right?
And we're going to get into that subject.
I assumed.
Well, because I saw some lady posted a picture of the lineup the other night at the Comedy Store that I was on, which is the only reason I saw the thread about. And I think there was like 2 girls on the lineup and maybe 12 guys.
Yeah.
And her, I think, topic was, why aren't there more women on this lineup? And like, to me, I looked at the lineup and was like, I was probably the worst comic on the lineup. So I'm like, that's a pretty good lineup when I'm the worst guy.
Sure. I'm sure it was a great lineup.
It was an amazing lineup. And I was like, okay, I would love to ask this girl, who would you replace on that lineup? And to me, like, funny's funny.
Sure.
I don't care if it's a guy or a girl.
Sure.
And like, I've seen some of those pretty funny women lineups, which all girls, and it's like, how could you say there's too many men on that my lineup, and then this lineup, there's the quality's not that great either. Like, what are your thoughts?
Do you mean actual, like the because there's like a class called Pretty Funny Women. Do you mean that, or
No, there was a show, I think, at the Comedy Store called, I don't know if it's monthly.
called Pretty Funny Women?
Pretty Funny
Okay,
Women.
yeah, that's what I thought you were talking about.
And like my friend Chelsea was on it, and she's really funny.
That's because that's like a class. And
But it was, yeah. Oh,
so,
okay. I thought it was a show.
Well, no, it's a show. It's a show, but they do like a showcase for the class, and sometimes. So, I don't know. I don't want to dig myself in a hole.
No, I'm not trying to get you in trouble with the Pretty Funny Women people.
Yeah.
I don't know who runs that show, but I mean, let's backtrack. I mean, like, do you care if a lineup is heavily tilted towards men being on it? I mean, there's just more male comics.
Yes, that is definitely true, but there's so many funny women.
Absolutely.
That it's like we don't really get showcased as much because a lot of shows are male centric. And it's so interesting. Like even in the improv world, when you'll have an all male team, they're just called an improv troupe. But when it's an all female team or an all female show, it's like a ladies team or an all female team. It's like, and I get the whole thing, people calling me female comic, but it's like, I'm just a comic too. I don't know why we always have to differentiate between like if someone's a male or a woman.
Right. No, I agree. I mean, to me, funny's funny.
And me too. But the Comedy Store is very male centric. And sometimes it's hard because I've been like the token woman on a lot of stand-up shows, and it can be really uncomfortable to like be brought on stage as, all right, this next girl, she's a girl and she's very funny, and it's like just so ingenuine. It's like, why do you have to even mention that I'm a girl? Because then the audience like feels like they have to gear themselves up for something when really I'm no different than anyone else. And it's also weird. Now you got me going. It's also weird.
That's what I want.
Yeah, it's also weird to like, because I talk about my own personal stuff, and some of it has to do about how I was a virgin until I was 20. I was in an abstinence club. Like I'm still talking about sex, sure, but I'm talking about the lack thereof. And it's weird to talk about that after a guy is like on stage making jokes about like girls sucking their dick and how like girls are this and that. Like, yes. Yeah. So it's like subconsciously the audience kind of puts this like wall up for me where I feel like I need to prove myself or impress them. Stand-up is hard enough.
Well, stand-up's brutal. I'm in the worst category, a normal-looking white guy.
Is that the worst or the best?
I think it's the worst.
Why?
Because there's a lot of normal-looking white guys doing comedy.
Sure.
I mean, to me, stand-up's initially a visual thing.
But a lot of people think that women aren't funny because people will put, let's say they'll put a woman on a show just because she's a woman and it's for diversity, but she might not be that funny. Someone will go to that show, walk away seeing 6 men, maybe 3 of them were good, 3 of them were bad, and seeing 1 female, and maybe the female was bad, and they'll only remember like, oh God, that girls are not funny.
I mean, I think unfunny women stand out more just because there's fewer female comics.
Also because it's fucking horrible when it's bad.
But I mean, there's a lot of unfunny male comics.
Oh, for sure.
But they don't stand out like...
Because they get lost in the mix.
Yeah, there's like 10 comics on a show, 9 men. 1 unfunny man or 2. It's like, oh, there was 6 or 7 good ones.
Right. So it's hard to be like a comic and try to still find your voice and workshop stuff when you always feel like you're being watched. I'm not trying to play victim. This is just a genuine feeling.
Well, it's true, though. I mean, it's a very judgmental business. And
yeah.
Do you find that your looks ever get in the way of like, do you dress down or whatever? When you
I do dress down. I wish I could dress up more, but I've been told so many times by people, which is really shitty, you shouldn't dress too cute because all these men will want to sleep with you. It's like, isn't stand-up about being yourself and just like showing who you are? I constantly feel like I have to desexify myself or like not wear a cute dress because I'm afraid that I'm going to get the wrong attention.
Well, you got a great body, so I mean,
thank you.
And I don't mean that in like a creepy way, but I mean it's like I got a great body. I got to dress down too.
Right? Yeah, you get it.
You know, you can't wear leather pants every night. You know?
Right.
You know, you got to leave a little to the imagination.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you're a young female. I think has it very tough in LA comedy because you get all the creepy old comics trying to move in. You got the young comics who are like competing like dogs for a bone, literal bone. And,
right.
So what's next?
For me?
Well, yeah, for you, not for Lois.
I love Lois.
Lois is the greatest dog ever. She's a fan favorite.
Where'd she go?
She is, I think, she's on these stairs just chilling.
Lois,
come here. Lois, I swear to God, this happened yesterday. This is not a joke.
What?
It's a true story. As you know, I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. They beat the Rams 12-6 yesterday. And Roethlisberger, their quarterback, got hurt. He really messed up his knee. Like,
I heard about
horrifying
that,
to watch. And they brought in Michael Vick, who killed dogs. He financed the whole operation. Mm-hmm. And I swear to God, when he took the first play for the Steelers, Lois barked at the screen.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, she knew. Like, that guy's not good.
Oh, my gosh. That's so interesting.
Now, he served like a couple years in prison, so he served his time.
But why did he do that? I mean, I know for money. Is that the main reason?
Well, I think initially, like, he couldn't have needed the money. He was on the cover of, like, Madden. He's making millions a year. I think initially, and dogfighting's a big thing in the South. And
is that where he's from?
Yeah, he's from, like, I don't want to misspeak. And I don't know where he's from, but I think he went to college at Virginia.
Okay.
And I believe he's from the South somewhere. And I think it started out as his friends leeching on him. Hey, man, can you pay for this dogfighting stuff? It's really cool. It's fun to go to. Oof. So he probably said, fuck it, here's a couple grand. And start the... I mean, it was...
horrible.
I know, it was so advanced that they had, like, doggy treadmills. Like, they train the dogs. It's crazy. Like,
and then one of them dies every time?
Yeah, well, usually. Or they keep the losing dog who's lost his will to fight has a bait dog for like I know, it's crazy. It's like a practice dog for other dogs too, and they actually have dogs of Lois's size, like as like basically practice dummies. By the way, Lois was 12-3, lost her last 3 fights. And,
Shut up.
I'm just kidding.
Wait, how do they get them to fight each other?
It's actually 12-0. Didn't lose a fight.
Shut up.
Undefeated. Well, they just. I think they throw meat in the center and they go at it, and dogs are very territorial.
So they probably like starve them for a few days or something.
They get them in an agitated mood, maybe beat them up.
It's so horrible.
It's horrible. And so Michael Vick not only financed Bad News Kennels, it was like at his house. He, I think he started coming to these fights and going, "Oh, this is kind of cool," betting on them. And a guy like him didn't need the money. It was just like,
for fun.
Why does George Clooney go to Vegas and gamble? He could lose any amount and still probably not going to hurt him.
Right.
So I think he got caught up into it, and then he, I think, killed a couple dogs with his own hands.
What?
So
this is so messed up.
It's just so hard to root for the Steelers with this guy in charge. But I have to root for him. He's like, and like on his first play in preseason, I was like, fuck, man, I hate this guy. And then it's literally his first play. He threw an 80-yard touchdown pass. I'm like,
but how?
He's not so good. Not so bad. He did go to prison. I mean, So, and Thursday night they play Baltimore, which is like their big rival. So, that's what's next for me, watching the Steelers play.
Yeah.
Baltimore Ravens. So you got any shows coming up, though?
I do.
Well, this is the part of the show. See, we could go on for another hour.
Okay.
But here's how Daddy runs Inappropriate Earl. I like people to want more. Like, I don't want to shoot our whole wad tonight.
Oh, gross.
Well, that's probably not the best analogy. But,
right.
I don't want to, I want people to go, listen to this. I think we're a little over an hour now. And go, I want to hear more from that girl.
Great.
So what shows you got coming? This will be released, I think, in a day or two. So, you got any shows next week coming up?
Let's see. Yes. So this weekend I'm going to Vegas for Vegas Improv Festival. 2 shows, Friday and Saturday.
Where's that?
Not sure.
Okay.
I forget. It's called Improv Goblet. I'm not sure of the theater, but it's Vegas Improv Festival, October 1st through the 3rd. So excited for that. I'm going with my team Wichita from the West Side Comedy Theater. And then Monday, that Monday, I guess the 4th, I have my Wichita show in Santa Monica.
Which is where?
On the Promenade. Oh, California. What?
Well, no. I mean, like, I do have a lot of local listeners who actually go to, when people plug their shows, they call me after their show and go, you know what, people did come. I'm not saying it's going to be like completely packed with.
Oh, yeah, then come. It's free. They have cheap beer and wine, and I'll be there so my show's at 8 p.m. We're called Wichita. It's part of the house teams at Westside Comedy Theater in Santa Monica.
Which is on the, if you've ever been, it's the 3rd Street Promenade. It's a really cool theater. It's kind of in an alley. It's not the easiest place to find.
No, it's not. But it's my favorite theater. I love the store, but it's still my favorite theater.
Well, I have a lot of love for the West Side Theater because it was the first time I performed in front of Rob Schneider, which got me the gig.
Oh, cool. What show was it?
Oh, it was like he was just getting back into stand-up. And,
okay.
I think Jeff Richards had told him about this cool theater, so
cool.
I was very nervous. It was packed. Adam Sandler was there.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I don't know if they still have that green room and or what was like the dressing room green room. But it was not. It was back then. This is like 2009. It was very dingy.
I've heard it's changed a lot.
Oh,
it's beautiful now. You haven't been?
I haven't been. I haven't been asked to do a lot. I'm not very aggressive with shows, which I wish I was, but that's another podcast.
Yeah.
So Facebook, people can find you where?
My name is Leah Knauer, but I like Facebook to be for friends.
Okay, so
I prefer Instagram or Twitter. I write a lot of jokes on Twitter, and I take a lot of pictures of myself on Instagram. So whichever you want. I actually have more followers on Twitter though, which I'm proud of.
But it's at Leah Knauer?
Yes.
Can you spell that for my fans? Just
LeahKnauer.
And one thing I would like, one more thing. We'll end on this because I think it's a cool way to end. It's a hard business to get gigs in, by any means necessary. I want Gene Simmons on this podcast, the bass player from Kiss. So I've asked my fans and people who listen to this show, tweet at Gene Simmons, come on this podcast. And I bet you he will at some point. You're doing something similar.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about this. Yeah.
Where you are, is it tweeting?
Tweeting.
At Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
To be in his sequel to Mallrats.
Yes, because I grew up in the mall that they're shooting at. Like, I literally got arrested in 7th grade for stealing $3 earrings because I was stealing them for a friend because I'm a good person. And I like that mall has so much history. So I just feel like it's my two worlds coming together with comedy and the Exton Mall. And it felt a little desperate at first starting it, but then once I saw people were supportive, I was like, okay, fuck it, whatever. I'm just going to go balls deep then. So then, yeah, today's day 13. I still have to tweet, so I don't know what to say yet.
And he's not blocking you, so...
No, not yet. He favorited one on day 3 when I said that I used to have a crush on Jason Mewes because he has great silky hair, which is true.
I had a man crush on Jason Mewes.
He was so cute. Now he's not as much, but he's still cute.
When he did his Buffalo Bill in Clerks.
Oh, I don't remember that.
You know the scene from Silence of the Lambs?
Yeah.
Guy. I do that as well at the Comedy Store.
Buffalo Bill?
But yeah, it's one of my favorite movie scenes.
That's funny. I don't remember that.
Well, I do because I was in the front row of the theater for Silence of the Lambs because it was sold out. They only had seats in the front. So in that scene, and it's great, and this shows you the wacky world of acting. Like Ted Levine, who played the serial killer in Silence of the Lambs, he is an amazing and incredibly accomplished actor. Broadway, I mean, use IMDb page, he's in huge movies, and he's most known for the scene where he stuck his dick between his legs and he walks backwards. And in the front row of the theater, when he started doing that, it's just a shot of like his pubic hair. So I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then, like, as he starts slowly walking further and further back, I'm like, and I remember saying this in the theater. I got a big laugh. It was another one of my big laughs. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's his dick. And the whole theater fucking like I'm like, I should get into comedy.
That's so funny.
Unfortunately for me, that was like 8 years into my comedy career. So I was like, oh, maybe I should.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe I should get into comedy 8 years in.
Yeah.
So, well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
Mallrats. I think you'll get in it. I really think that
I hope so.
Get that. Like, he seems to be the type that would like appreciate that kind of I don't
persistence,
know what it's called, entrepreneurity.
Yeah,
persistence.
That's what I thought. I was next to him at a gas station once, but that was like 3 years ago.
And
so
did
maybe
you
I'll
say anything?
No, I actually had headshots in my car. I've always been a fan of his movies, so I legit almost gave him a headshot, and then I was just like, oh, I don't want to be that person. He's just trying to get gas.
But you know what? In this business, what I'm learning is that the people who do stuff like that get work.
Yeah, I think there's a fine line, though, between like,
I can't do stuff like that, which is why I'm still an unknown comic.
Shut up. Your name's on the wall.
Well, I am proud of that. And the only good thing that came from waiting 15 years to get it on the wall is that it's probably in the best spot. I mean, literally, it's in the best spot. Like in the middle of the front wall.
That's great.
Right next to Tom Green and Rob Schneider.
Will those ever get covered up?
No, that's the great thing is once your name's on the wall, you're and it doesn't matter what you do after. Like, it's like in the world of pro wrestling, if you fuck up, like Hulk Hogan said the N-word and all that stuff. They erased him from the website.
Wow.
He's not acknowledged. Any pictures of him in their offices are down. When Chris Benoit killed his whole family, he's another pro wrestler. Mm-hmm. He killed his whole family. And,
jeez. I heard about that.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Because it was crazy because he did it on a Sunday. So Monday night they do this amazing tribute to him because they didn't know that he had done the murders.
Oh my god!
So you got all these wrestlers being forced to say nice things about him, like, "Yeah, Chris was a great guy. He was a family man." And then Tuesday it comes out that he killed his whole family.
Why did he do that? It was just rage. Right?
Rage, roids, head injuries. But the one good thing to come out of that. And this is serious business, Leah.
A bit's coming. I feel it.
This is not a bit. I don't bit run on this podcast.
Okay.
The one good thing to come out of him killing his whole family is that we knew his finishing move really worked.
Fuck off. See?
Hey!
I knew it.
And I have one question to ask anyone who's associated with that whole thing. Obviously, it's a tragedy.
Yes.
A lot of questions need to be asked. But God damn it, where in the world was that kid's tag team partner?
You're fucked up.
That's a great way to end the podcast.
Yeah.
Can I ask my fans to tweet at Kevin Smith in your behalf, or do you like to go
Oh my gosh. No, I would love that. Any support is great.
So here's the deal. What is his Twitter?
At that Kevin Smith.
All right, so now be cool. This is actually a serious. I know we joke around a lot today and on every podcast that I do, but tweet at that Kevin Smith. Please give at Leah Knauer. That's LeahKnauer. A gig on Mallrats. Be cool about it. Don't be a dick. Don't say, "Hey, she's got great tits. Give her a gig." Just this is serious. I would like to do good on Inappropriate Earl because I've been reading some positive thinking books, and they say, obviously, I'm trying to make it in this business. I want success, but these books have installed in me the idea that yes, try hard to get your success. But if you help other people get success,
it'll come back tenfold.
Good things come to you. And maybe not through Leah. Maybe, whoever gives me a gig or whatever. So give to give, not to get.
Burning Man.
Go to Burning Man. You'll see Leah next year blowing some guy in a teepee booth.
No.
I'm just kidding. She's not like that. Damn it. It's too bad you aren't. Doing. No, I'm just kidding. Guys, Inappropriate Earl, SoundCloud and iTunes. I've asked 70 times for you guys to review the fucking thing. It's really not that hard to go on iTunes, plug into your free account, and go, hey, this podcast is great. Or say it sucks. I'll still leave it up. And tweet at Gene Simmons, to come on Inappropriate Earl. That literally would take 15 seconds out of your day. I've been here with lovely Leah for now an hour and 20 minutes. I had to research her. She had to drive down here in like LA traffic. I'm sure she had other things to do. The point is, we are giving you an hour and 20 minutes of entertainment that you otherwise would not have and would be stuck watching some shitty TV show. I'm asking you on me and Leah's behalf to tweet for us to get Kevin Smith to give her a gig, to get Gene Simmons to come down. It ain't that fun. You got to give to give. You're getting, now give. Want nothing, need nothing.
Bye.